We're going to work with the graph of a function in this exercise. For the following graph of a function f, determine f of 2, the domain, all x values such that f of x equals 2, and we'll also find the range. Well, let's start with part A. We'll find f of 2. To do this, we'll locate 2 on the horizontal axis, on the x-axis. It's right here. And we go up to the graph. We have a point on the graph right here. And we look across to the y-axis to see what that coordinate would be on the y-axis. And it looks like it's about 1.2. So let's say that this is part A, that f of 2 is approximately equal to 1.2. Now the next thing that we're asked to find is the domain of this function. And when we look at all of the x values that are on the function, we see that they extend from -3 over to 4. And they include -3 and 4 because the endpoints of this curve are both solid. We could think of projecting down onto the x-axis if we wanted to. And if we project this curve up and down onto the x-axis, the part of the x-axis that's covered is all the values of x from -3 to 4. So that tells us that the domain is the set of all x such that -3 is less than or equal to x and x is less than or equal to 4. Now the next thing that we're asked to find is all x values such that f of x equals 2. Well, to do that, let's start with the value of 2 on the y-axis, the vertical axis. And we'll look to the left and to the right to see if there are any points on the graph that have 2 as a second coordinate. And we do see this one point right here that has 2 as a second coordinate. It's the point -3, 2. So we can say that the value, there's only one, the value of x for which f of x is equal to 2 is -3. And the last thing that we're asked to find is the range of the function. This would be all of the y values that are on the graph of the function. And if we look at the y values, we see that there's a minimum y value here when y is -1, and the y values go all the way up to 2. And we could think of this as projecting the graph onto the y-axis and seeing that the projection includes all of the y values between -1 and 2. So that tells us that the domain is the set of all y such that -1 is less than or equal to y and y is less than or equal to 2.